If you're still wondering what's the difference between Tawny and Ruby Port, watch this video until the end and find out! Port is a fortified wine produced in Douro Valley in the northern part of Portugal. But why are most ports sweet and high in alcohol? The reason port wines are sweet and high in alcohol is because the fermentation process is interrupted halfway by adding some brandy, which is a grape spirit. And this process raising the level of alcohol and also keep the natural sweetness from the grapes. The first difference between Ruby and Tawny Port is the color. Ruby Port are darker, usually deep garnet, which is Tawny Port are paler with lovely orange brick color. The second difference between Ruby and Tawny Port is the aging process. Ruby Ports are aged in a large cask to preserve youthful ruby color and fruity flavors, which is Tawny Port are aged in small barriques for a longer period of time, and during this process color is changing to the brick orange as a consequence of controlled micro-oxidation. The third difference between Ruby and Tawny Port is the taste. Ruby is full of red and black fruits such as plums, blackberries and cherries, also clove and chocolate, which is Tawny Port. It's full of nuts, figs, dry fruit and lovely caramel aftertaste. There are 6 different levels of Ruby Port. On the bottom of the pyramid, it's just Ruby, it's like a Monday to Friday wine. Then it's a Reserve Ruby, which is called a Fine Ruby Port. Then it's LBV, which stands for Late Bottled Vintage. And in my opinion, this is one of the best value for money Ruby Port that you can get. Then it's crusted, which is unfiltered, leaving a sediment crust. Really amazing value for money too. Then it's single Quinta. Single Quinta is produced when the vintage port wasn't declared. And finally, cherry on the cake, which is vintage port, the most powerful, the most amazing, and the wine that can age for decades. There are 7 different types of Tawny Port. On the bottom of the pyramid, it's simply called Tawny, and this is like a Tuesday to Thursday wine. Then Reserve Tawny, which means it's aged for minimum 6 years. Above that, we have 10, 20, 30, and 40 years old Tawny Port. But guys, it doesn't mean that this wine is aged for 10, 20, 30, or 40 years. It means this is the style of the house or style of the wine that should taste like 10, 20, 30 and 40 years old. And then cherry on the cake, which is Colheita, and this is a single vintage Tawny Port and it's absolutely magnificent. So there's one more port that you should know called Garrafeira. Super unique, super rare and also super expensive. This is a combination in between Tawny and Ruby Port. That means there's also macro-oxidation. This port is aged up to 6 years in wood and then it's transferred to the glass called demi-jaune. And this port is produced only from one house called Niepoort. Thank you for watching, folks. And also huge thanks to Barbara and Ben from Wine Maison for helping me with this video. I really appreciate that. Guys, if you're looking for port for Christmas or any other occasion, all of these wines are available on our website, which is thecorkscrew.ie. So thanks again and see you next time.